TYTSports, everybody, once again, Friday afternoon with Drew Carter. They know where you're from now.
The Ohio State. You got to remind them. What are you talking about?
Ex-Carolina Panther, ex-Oakland Raider. It's great to have you on to talk some college football, as always. One of your expertise that in the NFL. Drew, you played wide receiver for that pretty damn prestigious school of the Ohio State. Good. But you being a college athlete, Division I college athlete, winning a national championship, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this is I need a timeline here. What years was?
I was there 99 to 2003.
Okay.
We won the national championship in 2002 against Miami University. Yes, it was a penalty. It was a pass interference. So get over it. And we won. So
ring's a ring, right?
A ring is a ring.
Ring is a ring.
You guys got your own, so we got it.
I guess my first question, and we're going to be talking here about college athletes, and not more of should they get paid, how they get paid, and this kind of ties into Todd Gurley, who's set to return on November 15th, Georgia's running back, one of the best running backs in the league, and him $3,000 of signed merchandise.
Right.
You guys know the storyline. We'll throw some links in the description box. You can read all about that. My first, I guess, question about this whole college athletes getting paid thing is in between 1999 and 2003, do you think it was happening as much as it is now, or more? There's more headline. There's a ton of headlines about it. Every week there's somebody new getting flagged with some kind of allegedly.
I think there was still going on like signing stuff for people, merchandisers were trying to profit off us. But I think now just that it was like right on the cusp of just like social media and eBay and just like you can have your own site. Like it was like just getting there where people could just realize they can make a shit ton of money off of you. So now it's way more exploited. Guys are just going out of their ways to sign or to get just autographs because they know they can profit off it. And even though Gurley got $3,000, supposedly, allegedly, or maybe he did, for his signings, I swear they probably made double the profit off of that.
Right. And one of the things also, I guess, back in 1999 to 2003 at least, social media wasn't as prevalent.
Right.
And it was just about to explode. So not just marketing yourself as an athlete. You can go on, I could be wrong about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a JameisWinston.com.
Right.
If there's a ToddGurley.com. All these guys have different ways to self-promote or have a promoter promote for them.
Oh, absolutely. Not even get off subject. I have a old teammate of mine, Deshaun Foster, who's a running back coach at UCLA now. And he tells me how recruiting is just crazy now because when you're being recruited as a high school kid, when back in my day, you're like, it's an honor, and you're like, you kind of like big man on campus in your school, but just like whatever. He's like, he says he goes to schools now, and he's like, these guys think they're famous because they have like 500,000 Twitter followers. And then the guy has like, each week, the kid has an announcement of his top 5 schools he wants to go to, and like holds, like it's kind of like, you're sitting there like, usually you used to be like, oh, I'm so honored, like, when Nick Saban was at Michigan State, he came to my house, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is Michigan!" I'm excited. But now it's like you're kind of treating these coaches like, "Well, this is my top 5 this week, but I might change it up next week." And so he's like sitting there recruiting people, and he's like, "Man, these kids think they're famous already." And it's like
at 17, 18 years old.
So that's an example of social media being just so like prevalent nowadays. So
yeah, and so I guess moving forward from there again, and we've had these discussions before on TYT Sports, and we're very honest with these discussions, guys. This is just our feelings towards if college athletes should get paid. Do you think you should have received some form of compensation? Whether it not just be dollars, but something in return for your time at Ohio State,
there has to be.
Honestly,
there has to be some sort of way to figure it out. I honestly thought we should have. Especially right after you finish and you graduate, and you see how much stuff is being built and done for the school. The fact that we won the national championship, how much money was like they received, but we got bowl sweats, and we got a ring and you got the championship. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying not taking it away. But you just think about forever, yes, exactly. But I'm still thinking like the comparison of what how much they profited off of us and what we really, I guess you can say, really got is like
the school is going to reap the benefits. And I think the prime example of that is immediately following the national championship for any sport. Whether in professional in the NFL, they're already getting their money, getting contracts. You're getting paid.
Right.
But even in college, the second Ohio State won that national championship, the first ad that's going to get rolled is make sure to go and get your commemorative Ohio State championship DVD.
Right after
following
the win.
the entire season.
You get the commemorative ball and the T-shirt and the hat.
Yeah, they don't do. I'm not sure if they do the ball anymore. Do they still do it?
I don't know.
I like the ball. It's like the silver, and you can throw it around.
But I mean, you see they're making money right away.
Right.
So it's kind of like
it's the first rolled ad.
And obviously Ohio State has the history of the problem with Terrell Pryor and the merchandise.
Yeah.
But it was like, you really think about it and you put it down to the basics. You're like, he got in trouble. I don't know, backstory. Terrell Pryor got suspended. Coach Tressel got fired for the players receiving tattoos for merchandise. So you really think about it. The stuff. So I have sweatpants, or I have a T-shirt, or I have a hat.
Dare you wear?
And I want to give you my sweatpants that from a bowl that I have like 10 of. And you're my tattoo artist. I'm like, here, have a hat for a tattoo. Who would not do that as a college kid? I'd be like, yes, you want this hat? Absolutely. I get a free tattoo, even though I don't have tattoos. But
I'll take the hat. I don't know if I want the sweatpants.
I'm just saying, the cool like bowl sweats, but it's just kind of like they're profiting so much off of you, and you do one thing, and it's like the biggest ordeal. I mean, you can go back to that 30 for 30 with the Fab Five, and you see how much they made money off of them, and Nike was putting shoes called the Fab Five without just making money off of them, and that's not even their, they just took the name and just said, hey, we're just going to make money. It's just like, it's crazy the amount of money.
Right. It is. It's and especially, and it does extend outside of just the dollar signs, like you're saying, the merchandising, the trading for hats for tattoos. Again, so at least I've always thought if you're gonna pay athletes, I don't know if it should be right to pay them immediately. Like if you walk on to play for or get recruited to play for a college team, and like, okay, here's your check. Like, no.
Right.
Put it in some kind of trust or something that they can access when their time is done playing.
Oh yeah,
football.
Absolutely. There should be. They could. That's a great
or
way.
Or if there's a create new jobs, have financial advisors, which they probably do have, I'm sure. At least in professional sports with some of these players, but like in general, there's another 30 for 30 documentary about that called Broke, I think, which is a fantastic documentary as well. But the give like a financial advisor to each player, the ones that just so they're smarter with this thing, because the players
don't have. Sorry to interrupt. But the players they can't have jobs, so you can't have a job during the season. So I'm saying there's a lot of guys, that come from backgrounds that are not prestigious, that have are struggling, their families are struggling. So you get a scholarship, that's great, but still the scholarship pays for books, boarding, cafeteria, maybe once a eat, but it's all of a sudden you're like, just check it, especially if you're off campus check, it's running out in a month. You're like, can't call home and be like, hey, can you send, they're struggling just as much. So it's kind of like, there's got to be a
backup plan.
There's got to be something where these guys are, the money is, how much money they're making, especially in the big schools, and how much money, there's got to be a way that they can, like you said, even the trust, even though they don't get it like right away, something where they know, because not every guy's going to make the NFL, something where they know, I made this money when I played college, at least I get this little lump sum when I'm done, even if I'm not making the NFL, because I worked my ass off for this.
And this extends across at least the major college sports. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind real quick before we exit here is the college basketball players, especially because the NFL draft is 7 rounds deep, 31, 32 picks per round.
Right.
So there's granted the NFL rosters are the college football rosters are a lot bigger.
Oh, like 90, yeah.
Right, compared to the NCAA basketball rosters, which hover 15-ish players.
Right.
So, but again, when you scale it down, I'm sure it's not too far off because there's only 2 rounds in the draft compared to 7. So it's the same thing for these college basketball players. So again, some of these guys aren't coming from very fortunate backgrounds, to say the least, and they have no. I mean, the guys that play very well in college and don't get drafted.
Yeah, my one thing with that is college basketball players, even though they only like 2 rounds in like NBA, is a lot less guys, but they can go overseas. They can go to Russia. They can go to Italy. They can go to Brazil. There's no NFL anywhere else except here. There's no football.
If you could play NFL in one other country, let's say there was leagues everywhere, where would you play?
A league everywhere, I would probably. I don't know. I'd probably be in like Brazil, just the fact of the women.
Yeah, I was gonna say the women.
They'll be at the beach. They'll be like, Drew, come to practice. I'll be like,
can we practice here?
I'm gonna go ahead and just hang out at the beach today.
We're bringing practice to the beach.
Sip some rum. Don't
worry. In this fictional league that we're making up, there's practice on the beach.
Perfect.
So you're all right.
All right, good.
Guys, thanks for tuning in to TYT Sports. We're very curious your thoughts on college athletes getting paid. Please leave them in your comment section below.